judges. I hope you're hungry. I hope you're willing to risk it all. I hope you have nothing left and watching others fall. It's all on you. Don't leave it to the judges. It's all on you. Don't leave it to the judges. Don't leave it to the judges. Don't leave it to the judges. Podcast. Get out of it.
Just Don't Leave to the Judges podcast. I'm here with Patty Broke a Skull. Patty!
Yeah, it always catches the end of the yeah. Zoom stinks, but we're never going to pay for it because we're not doing that. Anyways, in UFC news, dude, let's start this out hot because, of course, it's got to be talked about. People are mad. Who are they mad at? Not Dana White, not anybody actually associated with the UFC in any particular way. They're mad at Guy Fieri. Boom. Bomb dropped.
What?
Yep. Who would expect that he's at a fight and they don't show him on camera? What a celebrity. Anyways, they did catch him hanging out with the Tate brothers because they're there too. And I guess that's my main question is, why does anybody give a fuck about any of those people? Or what they're doing, first of all? Who cares? I don't care that that's why they're not shown on the camera at the fights, because nobody actually cares. Only the lamest motherfuckers care about the Tate brothers or what they're doing or who they're associating with. For the good or the bad. I don't care. It's weird that that's like the first three things. The Press, Democrat, Variety, Tampa Bay Times. This is the first stuff when you type in UFC news into Google. That's what comes up. Guy Fieri having conversations with it's what? What? I mean, at least make it about like another bald guy. You know what I mean? Talk about Joe Rogan or something. Somebody who looks sort of like Dana White. This guy is so far away from being associated with the UFC that why is this? Who cares?
Yeah, I'm going to guess that the article is probably negative about Guy Fieri talking to these Tate brothers.
Sure.
He might not even know who these guys are. These guys might have just... He thought maybe some random fans of his or something just fucking walked up to him. That's what gets me with this shit.
Guy Fieri doesn't know them, thinks they're fans, and they also don't know for sure who Guy Fieri is. They're like, this porcupine blonde hair, recognizable, but I don't know this man. I must talk to him at least. He looks interesting. This is a guy that I need on my content. Anyways, that's how I wanted to start the show, man.
I could have been asking what restaurant's good to go to or something. He just
Possible.
Think they're random fucking people.
It's the only thing he'd be useful for. What are you going to get his take on the fight? We're good.
All right, so I got a little bit of news. Not much. Carlos Ulberg lost his belt during the UFC post-fight celebration. So
Of course.
apparently,
Why wouldn't he?
he acts like it wasn't even the big deal. He was out. He must have been just out partying all fucking night or something. He's like, I must have left at one of the party spots. So.
That's the thing that I feel like a lot of people that are fans of sports forget is how these are still real people, but they also have money out the wazoo. Do people say wazoo still? Doesn't matter. When you have that, you also have access. That's the other thing. So not only was it probably an after party, it was private. It was a location nobody else was invited to that he didn't invite, or his people or UFC didn't invite. So who took it? Where'd it go? Right? Because maybe that was how it started. And then by the time the party ended, he's at another bar, another club, a different location, just taking the belt around. Like, I'm the guy. They're like, we don't know you still. We don't. Carlos, come on, man. Not yet. That's what I would have said. Not yet, though. We can't give you free drinks yet. You know, until you hit the cover of a fucking video game or a poster or some shit like that, the championship status is barely relevant, okay? Hamzat. Again, if I have to ask Sam who the champion is, not relevant enough.
Lorenz Larkin out. The upcoming Rousey versus Honor card. And some kind of knee injury. So.
Damn. Well, there goes that. That was pretty good. That was another, like, older guy for sure that's been around the sport forever. Now they got to get Melvin Gillard or some shit to replace him. Hey, get somebody who has 78 fights. Fought in every organization ever. Still fighting. You know?
Yep.
Reach Chuckle Del Tito Ortiz. What are you going to do, man? Because that's a pretty big fight for the older UFC fan or MMA fan. Like, we know Lorenz Larkin. We've seen him fight in all these different places. He's good. Maybe this was his chance to come back, actually get a fat paycheck. That's for sure. What you got to wonder though is because Nate Diaz was talking about somebody who was offered the fight to fight him or whatever that didn't go through and took the Mike Perry fight. Maybe that guy takes Lorenz's place. Who was that though? This is how we find out. Same weight class, I would imagine, at least relatively close.
Mark
What
Hunt
else we got?
arrested following alleged domestic violence incident.
Wait,
Yeah,
who?
Mark Hunt. Basically.
I'm sorry. I thought I was supposed to be surprised.
Yeah. Well, you read this news article and it's. I mean, you can make of it what you will, but it's like he was arrested on charges of stalking and intimidation with the intent to cause physical harm. So I'm reading, and like Hunt allegedly threatened to physically assault a family member at a property. Then I'm reading, Hunt was helping the family member with an unspecified task when he began acting in a intimidating and berating manner that caused fear and distress for the woman and another witness. So, dude.
Well, he's a scary looking guy.
I don't know. That's not. I mean, he could have got stung by a bee for all I know.
Sure.
Anyway.
Sure. Anything could have happened. It's pretty vague. Or it could have just been like, he's an ex-MMA fighter. We know that. Any, quick motion could trigger him, and now he's in the octagon again. And I don't want to do that. And that's what it felt like. I was afraid. It's easy to pull that type of card on any of these fucking guys. You know what I mean? Any location. He was loud. I was afraid. You know what I mean? It's fucking Kimbo Slice or some shit. It works still because it's like, you know who that person is. Even a boxer, right? I could do that with a Power Ranger, dude. It'd work. I'm afraid. He might morph.
Another sad news. Pitbull reveals he suffered fractured orbital in round 2 against Aaron Pico. Well, who cares? You got your ass beat again.
Yeah. Yep.
And then only have one more bit of news.
Well, thank God. That's what I say. Thank God for Aaron Pico. Because it would have sucked to fucking lose to that guy.
Yeah, really. Conor McGregor settles his lawsuit with Artem over the sale of Proper 12. Artem wanted. I don't know how much. Artem must have wanted a shitload of money, but he said Conor had offered him $1 million when he declined and sued. So no telling how much he got off the deal, but it's over with.
Oh my God, that guy's gonna be rich now.
I used to hate
You're gonna
that
see
guy
Artem
so
FC
much.
eventually.
I did not like that guy at all. From the moment he came on the show and he lost, and then Conor, we have the right to, that this is a favor to Conor. We're going to give the coaches a right to bring someone back. And he goes and gets his buddy Artem. And the guy sucked. He wasn't that great. Anyway.
No.
He had good hands. He was more of a boxer.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I got to give him credit for that Jason Knight stuff. Those fights were nasty as shit. But in the UFC, it just didn't work.
All right, so this card that just took place, I don't know, how much you want to go over it.
I mean, we can kind of blow through most of it.
All right, yeah. Charles Radke, he took the fight to the ground. Hell, he even cut Francisco Prada open with the elbow from the bottom. So, anyway, he wins the decision. Calvin Gastelum, man, what the fuck happened to this guy? He was on the attack, and then I thought he had Luque where he wanted him. He had him backed against the cage. And then Luque landed an uppercut, and then fucking was all over him, choked him out.
Yeah, that was vintage Luque, if anything. Could have been against fighting nobody, but against Gastelum, you're like damn.
Gastelum might have been a little might have been cocky or overconfident there. I don't know.
Well, you'd hate to be that with that record going in, 21-10. Ugh. Draw.
Yeah.
The next fight. What the fuck?
This is 2 weeks in a row now where we had some bullshit happen like this. Chris Padilla, he just had a lot more volume. Even though he did have a racist coach. I don't know if you could hear that. guy's like, he's not like us. He's light skinned. He's light skinned. He's not like us. And the announcers are laughing their ass off. It's so funny, hilarious.
Wow. He's on his Kendrick Lamar shit, huh?
And then dude gets the point taken away. Well, I thought dude lost anyway. But then they announced Chris Padilla won. Had the interview with him. And then they come back a few fights later and say, oh, you know what, that fight that we told you Chris Padilla won? It was actually a draw. So, dude, this is a professional organization.
Sure.
You know,
Athletic
I don't know.
Commission.
Bruce Buffer, you would think he'd know how to count. He plays poker all the fucking time. Hire somebody to count for that guy or something. There's only 3 numbers on each judge's scorecard. I mean, or 3 rounds for numbers. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out or add the numbers up. I don't understand what the fuck's going on. Hand Bruce Buffer a calculator. I don't know, man. This is unacceptable. This is a professional organization. This has happened 2 weeks in a row now.
Well, there's more than one fight on this card that just wasn't professional. This was the start of it.
Tatiana. She was all over Lupe. My God.
Beautiful. I mean, the things that made this more impressive was everything they said afterwards about Lupe, and all the things that she's done. Like how the fact that Tatiana pulled this off against somebody who's basically never been finished this way and in this fashion. Let's go. Get her up there, man. Get Suarez up there, man. Why not? Why not? We need some new ones. New ones that's got some veteran, tenacity. She's new-ish, but she's been around. She's fought some great people. Tatiana Suarez could probably get up there and fight some of these. I mean, who's even the champion of strawweight? You'd have to Google it to find out because they ain't promoting nobody. But, whether it's Shevchenko or somebody like that, Weili Zhang, I could see it. Why not, dude?
Mackenzie Dern.
There you go. I still see it, right? Ground skills, it makes sense.
Even more. Gamrot, Esteban Ribovics, Gamrot was just all over him on the ground. I mean,
yeah, he didn't make a lot of sense in his post-fight interview, though. That was kind of strange. It was like more or less like shit that he did to himself and nothing that the organization did. It's like they gave you big fights and you didn't pull them off, bro. That's why you beat this guy. Like, you've had those opportunities. We tried. Otherwise, we wouldn't even have known who he was.
Kevin Holland, Randy Brown. This stayed standing, and Kevin Holland was running his mouth the whole time, but he had so much more total strikes. I mean, he doubled them up in strikes. He's always walking around, hitting them, throwing punches. But yeah, he's like setting up a basketball game while he's attacking them, all kinds of shit. He's talking, and he almost choked him out at one point. But
yeah, there was some close calls there. You're like, I don't know why you didn't finish it. Not sure. Maybe it is so you can continue to play the game, whatever. But yeah, Kevin Holland isn't in a position or in the mindset of somebody who's going to be a future champion. So what he's doing now is perfectly fine. Do what you do, man. It's still entertaining. I'm still looking forward to seeing him again.
And then we had Pitbull versus Pico. And you know what, man? I don't even remember writing this down, but I wrote down, Pitbull is a pussy, afraid to go first, pieced up all fight. Because this guy, all he's doing is looking to counter. He's looking to set back, wait for you to throw a punch, and then try to throw one, which he doesn't even do half the time.
You know who that reminds me of? And I agree with your quote 100% in comparison to this person. Floyd Mayweather. Hey, man, cool defense. Fucking boring as shit to watch, and that's why you fucking lose. Not Mayweather, but Pitbull. Like, come on, man. That shit don't work over here. Go box. Oh, I talked a lot of shit about boxing last week, and it was kind of ironic because then I went and I downloaded fucking that Undisputed game with Canelo on the front. Pretty fun. Not mad at it. Graphics are great. Kind of tough. I beat up Ryan Garcia. He beat me once, but I got his ass. You know what I mean? So I know some of the guys. Jake Paul's like an unlockable character. You can download him or some shit. I'm like, that would be fun to fight. Jake Paul. Anyways, it's got a huge amount of fighters, which I was surprised by.
Cub Swanson, Nate Landwehr. Cub Swanson just walked this man down and just fucked him up.
I mean, thank God, because his kids were there. You know what I mean? Cub's really one of the only few that seems to do something significantly well when his children are around. Everybody else is like, boy, dad just got beat up. It stinks. But yeah, he went out on a shield, man. I think that was beautiful. The way it should be. I mean, the guy was around forever. fought some of the best guys in the organization, finished his career on a high note. Enough to where if he wanted to take a BKFC fight like Anthony Smith, he could.
Yeah, I mean, shit, this guy could come back and fight in the UFC. I mean, he's
I
done
would,
better
yeah,
than a lot of
100%,
these guys.
Anytime they need him, I'm sure if he really wanted to do it, yeah.
All right, Dominic Reyes, Johnny Walker. This is one of the most boring fights I've ever seen in my life. It was no action. It ended up being a split decision for Reyes, but we don't need either one of these guys. I don't want to see this type of shit anymore. This shit needs to be done with and be over with. No one's gonna watch the UFC if this is the shit we got to set through.
All right, move on, guys. This next fight, considered the greatest heavyweight fight of all time. Embarrassing, because this is the second unprofessional thing that I saw. How is the UFC themselves posting this as the greatest UFC heavyweight fight to ever happen? We've had shit like fucking Mark Coleman. You know what I mean? There's some insane. I mean, that's just one of the best champions to be at the heavyweight division. We've had Brock Lesnar. What are you talking about, bro? You know? I mean, just in heavyweight fights alone, you got Fedor's run. What are you talking about, bro? You guys are supposed to be the organization. You're pushing this as the greatest. That's how much you don't believe in your fucking lame-ass division. Sam said it right before we even got on this microphone. He said it's because they don't believe in this shit. If that's the greatest fight, that is because there ain't nothing else, dog. And he's 100% right. He didn't say the dog part. That's me. But
even DC was saying it. That was what's driving me crazy.
Bro.
He was a fucking heavyweight.
Right. And he's a wrestling fan. He loves to grapple. What he saw was two guys that threw caution to the wind, and that's fine. That's all well and good. But you can't also call it the greatest. How? That means they would have to have like an over probably 60% striking average, like hitting almost all their punches, right? There had to be a lot more back and forth, and it was sloppy as fuck to me. That's what it looked like. It looked like two guys that did. That's their second time in the octagon.
It was guys that were winded out. They were winded after the first round. But
that's another. Yeah.
I will say this. I'm gonna give this Hokit guy some credit here. All right, he took on Curtis Blades, and we know Curtis Blades likes to wrestle. He likes to wrestle. All right.
Yeah.
So he tried to take Hokit down. I mean, Hokit already given him the finger once or twice.
Hated it.
Blades tried to take him down. He couldn't get a takedown. Hokit stepped back, gave him the finger. And it got me thinking while I was watching. I said, is he doing that to piss Blades off, or Blades will want to stand up and trade with him? Is this guy smarter than we give him credit for? Or is he just...
Goddamn, Sam. You know what? I like that. That's why we do this shit, okay? I'll give you benefit of the doubt more often than I should, you know? Sam's the stat man, okay? So when he comes up with something clever like this, I just want to be like, I mean, what? You didn't learn any names for this upcoming card if you got that far. Thinking this shit. Because that's deep, dog.
I think he's baiting Blades not to take him down.
Dude, that's the most clever shit anybody could do. If he's pulling this off, if that's true, dude, you gotta follow. You gotta pay attention.
Was definitely to stand up. And I thought he was a wrestler himself. I was waiting for him.
That's what to
try to get a takedown, but I'm thinking maybe he thought he's gonna try to get a takedown. Blade's just gonna fucking out wrestle him or try to get his own takedown.
Well, hold on. Here's where I would sort of draw a line in the sand on that observation. Simply from, was this after he cracked him? Because it was after he cracked him. He's just doing it to piss him off, right?
I don't know. He cracked him, but I'd have to go back and watch. I know he did crack him.
Because I also feel like after he got cracked was like a few. He got cracked a couple times early, because he didn't even shoot on Hokit till probably the middle of the second round. I have to say, gotta be something, because it didn't even land. Remember, it was like to the body. Like they basically just hugged. He pushed him, picked him back up, pushed him away, and then flipped him off again. But what was so fun about that is afterwards they said how Dana White doesn't like that type of shit. I'm like, we get it. We get each other a little bit, Dana. We've said many of things very similar, but that right there, I get why it's necessary, but I also know I don't have to enjoy it. You know what I mean? I get why that's going to bring no fucking drink, do a drink. Oh, fuck yeah, that guy. That guy will enjoy it. Fine. We need those. Those guys buy T-shirts. You know what I'm saying? They buy the little action figures. Sam and I know all about that. What the fuck is up with my Volkanovski? I'll never know. I'm going to melt it anyways eventually. But yeah, what do you do with Hokit after this? What would you have done if Curtis Blades won? It only would have really mattered to me if Hokit finished Blades early. the crack in him, all that stuff. Blades stayed in there like any veteran would.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was just an average fight to me. They beat the shit out of each other for a while, but there was a lot of sloppy punches, a lot of really bad throwing attempts at takedowns, and just overall fight in itself kind of, guys, pull it together. This looks a little, this is BKFC shit. Let's fucking, let's look like professionals.
What's next for Hokit, right?
Say that again?
You know what's next for Hokit, I'm sure.
Talk to me.
Well, so I watched this video of Dana White, and this is what gets me about Trump, because I know, you know, he gets a lot of hate, whatever, that's cool,
Sure.
I understand for sure. Look at the fucking gas price.
Right.
But this man, I really think he's a true fan in UFC, because I mean, first he'd show up, and I'm like, he's getting a fucking photo op and shit, he's getting on video, he's getting some publicity off of this.
Yeah.
This event, he showed up, he stayed there the whole goddamn, the main card, stayed for the whole main card. But there was another fight, and I remember telling you this when it happened, where he called up Derek Lewis after Derek Lewis won. So anyway, and I thought, well, shit, this is wild, because now we know he's paying attention to the UFC even when he's not there. So,
yeah.
And that made me think more. But anyway, apparently what happened was Trump, he asked Dana White, why wasn't Derek Lewis on this White House card? So then Dana White Trump must love Derek Lewis. So Dana White called up Lewis, asked him if he wanted to be on the White House card. He said, hell yeah. So he's going to fight Hokit at the White House card. That's the thing I think is good to do with Hokit, because people that hate Hokit, it's going to be like the Jake Paul thing. They're going to think, fuck, Derek Lewis can knock his ass out. Now, of course, Derek Lewis, he could, but his last fight, I mean, basically Waldo Cortez Acosta basically threw a jab and fucking knocked him down on the ground. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, I'm sure the UFC wants Hokit to win. Even he's a fucking.
Well, my biggest issue with it is
because how fucking crazy he is. At least he's getting some eyes on the product.
Here's the thing: I think you and I can both agree here that I still am just not convinced on his skill as a fighter yet. I'm still not convinced. There's nothing here that's saying he's a good fighter. So they need to make the money off of him while some people are convinced. Sure. Just
like
but I also think this division is sitting so fucking low, dude, that this is all it took. This is all it took.
Yep.
Make it look good.
Yep.
And he's like, I can make it look good. Not good, but bad good, if that makes sense. Like make the beer drinking fucking idiot be excited about the mat. And you're like, I'm excited. You got him. You nailed it. Put that fucking American flag bandana on again, baby. Walk that fucking octagon.
This division's so bad. I mean, if he was to knock out Derek Lewis, which is easily doable.
Well, hold on. If he's smart, though, Stan,
a championship.
Would he not play the same game that he did apparently with Curtis Blades flipping him off and just take Derek Lewis down and grind him?
He probably will.
If he, you know what I mean? Make Derek Lewis take him down.
Yeah.
Because the thing that they did say about Hokit that I did notice was his hand speed is fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. He is lightning fast, and he's throwing them with everything he has, like to break his hand, basically.
He surprised me with those, because I thought he was going to try to get takedowns on his own. But
had some quick 1-2s, man. It was pretty nasty.
Very accurate.
He hurt Curtis Blades like quite a bit.
I think Curtis Blades was shocked.
Yeah, I think he had a lot more respect for him probably after that first round. He was like, this fucking guy's all right. Whoops. Speaking of whoops.
Yeah, so,
I mean,
dude, I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming. I thought Paul Acosta was pretty much done.
What do we do,
like
man?
He's always, he's on fucking social media way too much, talking a bunch of dumb shit.
Absolutely. He sort of clowned his way out of being a relevant fighter. I mean, when he got rode by Izzy Adesanya, I'm kind of like, we're good, Costa. You're not who we thought you were.
He threw many kicks to the body, to the head. And then when the fight was over with, he went out and started talking to Trump, and that was like cringy as shit. Because I don't know if you could hear what Trump was saying. He was like, "You're a beautiful man to be fighting," and I'm like, "Oh my god, dude! Don't be saying shit like that."
No wonder Joe Rogan's his friend. They all get down, Sam. If you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Costa at 205 though, man. What do we think? That's awesome for him to do that, and this being one of the top guys right now at 205.
I'm thinking he must have recommitted himself or something.
I think that, and his coaches got in his head in the right way. They led him in the right direction. They saw what was happening. They saw the light at the end of the tunnel at 85, and they said, we got to make a change. And if we don't, that's all we got. We're running through these top guys. We're a top guy at 85. We could be champion at 205. We have the skill set. We can cut out certain things. I mean, again, that's recommitting yourself, like Sam said, in less words, but I talk a lot. And I just think that Costa versus basically any of the top 3 guys at this point, fuck around. I like it. I like the matchup. I think it's very interesting because I don't know if they know him at 205. You know what I'm saying? There's no real relevance there aside from this. And that looks tough with the guy who's undefeated. You know what I mean? Starching everybody for the most part. Costa comes out of nowhere. I mean, what do we got? Top 3 even. Fucking 205.
Like Gaethje, well, Topuria is of course the champ. Gaethje, Sarukian, Charles Oliveira.
That's it. 55.
Oh, where am I?
205.
My fault.
You're all right.
Oh shit.
We are in absolutely no hurry to know this, but I am curious because this is where he's at. This is who he's fighting.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at light. So he's at light heavyweight then.
Brendan Allen, maybe? Or is that 85?
Yeah, I don't think so. He's
Because again, we're talking both light heavyweight and heavyweight divisions
what
being
about
kind of
Alex
just.
Ferreira? God damn, why not?
That'd be. I mean, that's nuts in Brazil. What are we talking about? That's tough. It puts Costa right back on the map too.
Khalil Roundtree, Jamal Hill, guys like that. But
Khalil would be interesting, but
I'd say put him against Ferreira.
I'm thinking the same thing. Is that too much of a push yet, or no?
Nah, fuck it. He's been up to the top before.
Is he? Pereira's coming off a loss too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Might as well, because then he'll get the winner of what? Who's fighting for the belt soon?
Well, I mean, Oberg just one thing.
Right. Okay, that's right. That was just this one. Okay.
You don't even know where
the timing kind of works itself out for both guys. It would give him 6, give him 3. Give him 6 months off, give him 3 months off. Because like I said, when we first started talking about this Paramount shit, my main thing was like, we need title shots constantly. Let's get these belts moving. You know what I mean? Let's get motherfuckers defending them. But yeah, that's what we got, guys. KO from Carlos Ulberg against Yuri Prochazka in this main fight, man, without getting out of the first round.
That was stupid. It was stupid. I don't know what you think, but Carlos Ulberg obviously his knee's injured.
Sure.
So Jerry's like, hey, let's fucking stand right here and bang it out. Nah, motherfucker. Let the dude walk around a little bit.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you thinking?
Help me.
He did the only thing he could do to lose. And that's the type of shit when that happens. It's like, okay, is the shit rigged? Does he know he's supposed to lose, so he's got to come up with a reason to lose?
Without the fight going out on injury. Like a pay-per-view has.
Anyway.
We're not just fans, guys. We're investigative journalists, okay? We're looking into this shit deeper. No, not really. I don't want to say that because then there's too much. They hold us to too high of a standard. We just like this shit too much, but we just look at the other shit that's not just the fighting aspect because it seems suspicious too. All right, we got this next card, man, with a lot of stupid names on here that I don't like.
Yeah, so let me
what do you
say
think
one
about
other
that?
thing. So they give Hokett $100,000 for performance of the night, him and Ulberg. And they give Hokett, him and Blades $100,000. So that motherfucker got $200,000 in bonuses, so, which is better than getting
like
a finish because getting a finish,
no shit,
$25,000.
Sure, but it also definitely would have looked much better for him.
Yeah, you get him an extra 25.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, what do we got? What's first here?
Well, next
probably
ring,
all over the place.
Canada, Winnipeg. All right, so UFC Fight Night 273. I did the fights. They threw in 2 more fights. I went ahead and I did that one fight, and then this last one they threw in like yesterday, and I kind of... Anyway, what it is. All right, so Jamie Saraja versus John Yanis. That's what I got first. Saraja's from Canada. 2 guys added late, no one's ever heard of. The Canadians 14-3. Even though he's got 4 KO, 7 sub wins. Even though this is his UFC debut, he has lots of fights against guys with experience. Giannis is 9-4, 5 KO, 2 sub loss, 5 KO wins, 2 submission losses. So as long as he can keep this thing standing up, I think he's going to be okay. I mean, he did get choked out by Austin Bashi in his last fight, and I mean, it could happen to him again.
Guess we'll find out, won't we?
Find out. All right, Sexy Mexi, John Castaneda versus Mark Falajden. Castaneda 21-8, 8 KO 6 sub wins. You know, I used to really like this guy. He would get after it, but lately, it's ever since he got knocked out by Daniel Santos, I think it changed him. He's been hesitant to strike after that fight. He's just sitting back looking for counters. He's 2-2 since, and all those fights went to a decision. All right. Falajden, he's from Russia. He's 12-4, 6 KO 4 sub wins. He's only 25. His last fight was in a Contender Series. He lost in a slugfest against a guy that's 17-1. Both guys had to go to the hospital after, and Dana White gave both of them a contract and a bonus. So I think he'll put this away quickly. I think he'll just buck up, run right through Castaneda, even though Castaneda is a veteran.
Yeah, I like it. It's a lot of fights, though, to be this low on the card. It's nuts.
JJ Aldrich, Jamie Lynn Herf. I mean, both of these girls like to stay standing. I believe Herf has a little bit of advantage. I think he ends up just probably getting a KO. But who the hell knows? It's a decision.
Yeah, we're looking at a long fight here, folks. Bathroom break.
Mitch Raposa, Alan Nascimento. I don't know, something about this Raposa guy. He's like a wrestling villain or something. Like every time I see his face, I'm like, oh. It seems like he's got a smirk or something. But anyway, he's 10-3. I don't know what the UFC sees in him. He was submitted on the Contender Series by Jake Hadley. He went away. He came back. He's now 1-2 in the UFC. He spends his whole fight trying to get takedowns. Nascimento 22-6, 2 KO, 15 submission wins. He's won his last 4 fights. He choked out Cody Durden in his last fight. I think he's got no problem taking down Mitch Raposa, choking him out. But ain't no telling. Another long fight, bro.
Yeah, we'll see what version we're gonna get here of Mitch Raposa, because he's had some all right fights. You know, not great performances per se, but you know, is this just something that you and I have fabricated because of the weird like Instagram videos being on a yacht or jets or whatever? You're like, this guy doesn't really take the shit seriously. But maybe the UFC sees something that we don't because they keep bringing his ass back. Here's another fight, guy. Just like 2 fights from now, you'll see.
Melissa Croden, Daria Zelinskova.
Wow.
I don't know.
2 Z's, bro? You got 2 Z's in your last name? Get the fuck out of here. It's insane.
So, what's going to happen here? Probably another long fight. But Croden, she's from Canada, so put her on the card. She's got 6 KO wins. She's 7. She looked good in her UFC debut. She took Tayanar Lesboa to the ground and kind of just beat her up on the ground. But her last fight, she lost a decision to Luana Santos. This Daria, she's from Russia, 10-2, 5 KO wins. It's she's 2-1 in the UFC, but it's hard to picture her winning anything because Alina Perez took her down and submitted her in their fight, and Perez is weak, man. Who knows? These girls gonna spend the time wrestling around on the ground trying to take each other down.
Yep. This is the guy I was talking about who they brought back. Tanner Boser. What the fuck? I mean, this guy revolutionized the mullet in the octagon. And here he is. Where you been, guy? You're fighting a guy with no picture on my end. And his name is Gohan.
It's like Gohan Surakam or something.
Yeah, crazy.
So
Dragon Ball Z guy.
From Canada. Anytime they go to Canada, you got to have all the Canadians. And, you know, when Ronda Rousey said they wanted to have the most economical fights, I'm going to bring that up almost every episode because it's proven true. So, Boser, he had a first round knockout win in his last fight, but it was outside the UFC. UFC brought him back for this fight. He's like just a slow brawler. So, Surakam's from Turkey. He's 35 years old. He's 11-2, 7 KO wins. He was 5-2 in Bellator. This is his UFC debut. He's a brawler, just like Boser. So So whoever lands first, it probably gets a knockout. I think he probably knocks out Bowser.
I mean, Bowser's going to stand in front of you basically, and you're going to see what happens. You know, it's either him or you. Which that's why, you know, some of these guys that do that, they're so inconsistent that and they don't draw that fan base. That Sam and I'll know who you are, but they're not going to draw that fan base that's going to be looking to watch wherever you go. So here we are. We have him again. He's a fun fighter. I like Tanner. That's why we know who he is. He can do it. He can get it done if he wants to. But who the fuck is a guy? I mean, you name your kid Gohan, and what are you thinking about his future is going to be? He's not going to be a chef. He's going to fucking Kamehameha somebody's bitch ass.
Julian LeBlanc versus Robert Valentine.
Robert's better. I like that, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him Robert. So LeBlanc, he's from Canada, 10-2, 4 KO, 4 sub wins. He's won his last 5 fights, but most of his fights they were in Samurai MMA against guys with the shitty records.
Wow.
Valentine, he's 10-6. He's looked fucking terrible in the UFC. I think they found the guy off the streets to try to give Valentine a shot at a win. And, I mean, he's been as bad as Austin Lane. He's been awful. We've seen him.
Look, dude, I mean, Robert Valentine himself is 2 steps away from looking like a guy spitting fucking Bible psalms to the goddamn street. You know what I mean? Shirtless, running around. You got any crackers? You know, I don't know what the fuck. This guy's been a problem since he was on the goddamn Ultimate Fighter. All right? He was the guy trying to teach all these other fighters how to be good, and he's not even that. I hate that. It's like Tony Hinchcliffe would kill Tony. It's like, you're not a good comedian telling other comedians they're not good comedians. It's not going to make good fucking comedians, you asshole.
Could you imagine if you
Think
was on
about
that
it.
episode of Ultimate Fighter and you listen to this guy, and then you
Buddy.
find out, like, shit, he's fucking awful.
Yeah,
Like,
he's the
listen
reason
to
Trayshawn
Austin
Gore's
Lane
not successful. You know,
tell you how to fight.
but yeah, I don't know.
All right, so then we have our next fight, featherweight bout. Dennis Bazooka versus Marco Barboza. And all I'm going to say about this fight is Barboza has 14 first round knockout wins. I think he's a total problem. And Dennis Bazooka, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that is scary. That is scary. I mean, with the last name like Bazooka, you would feel like it's his name, but unfortunately, or you'd feel like he's the one with all the knockouts. Damn it. Can we fix that? We'll cut that. Go ahead.
Gage Young versus Thiago Moises. Young, 10-3, 6 KO wins. He lost on the Contender Series. He then knocked out a guy who's 6-5, and the UFC brought him back. He lost by decision to Evan Elder in his UFC debut. Then he surprised me in his last fight when he beat the Machete guy. He's got too many fucking bulls in it. But anyway, by decision, he won decision over that guy. And Moises, he's been around forever. He's 19-9, 4 KO, 8 sub wins. He's been knocked out 3 times. He's 3-3 in his last 6 fights. And he got knocked out in the first round in his last fight by Jared Gordon. So
Yeah, I have to say, I think he's sort of fell into this weird gatekeeper position at the lower end of the lightweight division. Like you get, because he's also a veteran. He's been around for a long time. He's fought a lot of the guys. He's pretty diverse in his style. He can pretty much fight anywhere. So that against a young guy like Gage, if Gage can get by this, it's huge. Especially if he can do it in a significant fashion like Jared Gordon. Finish him.
all right, so Jasmine Justavicius versus Karine Silva. Justavicius is from Canada. And, you know, she was on a roll. She had won 5 fights in a row, but she got destroyed by Manon Farhat. She was knocked out in the first round. She likes to take people down, throw nasty elbows. You know, Silva, she's lost 2 of her last 3. She's 19-6, and she's coming off that loss against Macy Barber in her last fight. And Barber got killed last fight, but
I mean, almost literally.
yeah,
What the
Vicious
fuck?
takes this thing to the ground, beats her up.
Yeah, I think I am right there with you, 100%.
Jai Herbert versus Mandel Nilo. We all know Herbert. He's the Black Country Banger. He's 37. He's 13-6, 9 KO wins, 3 KO losses. All right, he's 3-5 and 1 draw in the UFC. No, he only has 1 finish win in the. This Mandel Nilo. This guy, his nickname, he's from Canada. His nickname is Rat Garbage.
I mean, how do you not root for rat garbage?
He's 14-3, 8 KO, 6 sub wins. He's been knocked out twice, submitted once. This man's never been involved in a decision. He's coming off a first round knockout win on the Contender Series. This will be his UFC debut. He's won his last 5 fights. He comes in throwing, and he's got some really nasty leg kicks. I think he wins this fight no problem.
Sam, you know what's so funny about that statement saying he's never went to a decision? I don't think you can say that about the females, but imagine one day when you can. That's a scary lady. She's never been to a decision, so she's just getting slept or the opposite. You know what I mean? That's pretty fun. That's because it's a fun stat for the men. You're like a guy that's like that. You're like Chris Lieben, Jeremy Stevens, Diego Sanchez for the most part. Like there's a lot of guys where you're like, yeah, never won a title, never was close, and still memorable. What the fuck am I about to say? Anyways, yeah. Ja Herbert, it feels like he was also gone from the UFC. How'd you get this far up on the card, pal?
Yeah, I almost said that. Like, how's this fight way up here?
Like I said, there's so many names on this card where I'm like, this is upsetting.
This is a pretty shitty card. It really is. But this is the type of card where, these people, they'll have some
I
finishes.
know exactly what you're going to say. You don't have to finish the sentence. It could be fire. We're not going to skip it just because a bunch of these assholes sound like boring assholes. We're not going to do nothing here. It could be fucking fire. We could find the next guy very easily. I don't know if it's Jai Herbert, but, nonetheless. Kyler Phillips, Charles Jourdain. 12-4 for Kyler. Of course, I picked the easiest names. 17-1 for Charles Jourdain. I'm more curious about seeing Jourdain's brother than I am with this man's career anymore. What? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Where the fuck's this guy at? So
feels like he could have made this card very easy. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Charles Jourdain. This guy, it's so wild how he goes on 2-fight wins and losses streaks. All right, so he won 2, he lost 2, he won 2, he lost 2, and he's won his last 2 fights, both by guillotine choke. So,
right.
Phillips, he's lost his last 2 fights. I think Jourdain's probably gonna piece him up, put on a guillotine choke, because Phillips is gonna go for a takedown.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I also do believe that it's not gonna be super quick. I think it's gonna be one of those. They're gonna really try each other first, and whoever is, like you said, Kyler's gonna try that takedown too, and Jourdain's got that nasty. He'll grab that neck. Here's a weird fight for no reason that makes no sense to me. I'm annoyed by. Gilbert Burns, Mike Mallot, 22-9 for old Gilbert here. We know who he is. Gilbert the Fire Burns. Is that his nickname? Versus Mike Mallot, Canadian, 13-1 for Mike. He's the star. He's the new GSP apparently. Yeah, dude. I would have to lean. I don't even know anymore, dude. Is Gilbert who he used to be? Because he's got paws. He's a great wrestler, great grappler, but he feels like he's lost probably 3 or 4 steps, man. And at this point, Mike's he's not on a tear. It's not anything impressive per se, but he's not lost significantly. Okay, what's he got? 2-fight win streak? He is 34, though. It's not a young man.
So Gilbert, he's 39, and he's lost his last 4 fights. And his
it's a 3-fight win streak for Mallot. Yeah. I know you probably have that written down, but I want to get to it and I look like an idiot and I don't do anything.
No, that's fine. You do great. But Burns, his last win was against Jorge Masvidal. So April 2023. That tells you how long it's been since this guy had a win.
Right. What I'm seeing here is a gatekeeper fight as a main event.
I think they're just feeding the crowd happy.
Sure. I agree with that too, but it could have been anybody but Burns. Why are you fighting a gatekeeper guy at this point? Mallot, you know what I mean? Like, this should be somebody else. It's a 3-fight win streak. It's not great, but they're also top guys. They're significant guys. I don't know. Is Gilbert a pull in Canada or something like that? Maybe he's also got fans up there being a Brazilian fight. I don't know, man. But Mallot's the guy, and he's not that impressive so far. I didn't realize
the division was so terrible that Gilbert Burns, who's lost his last 4 fights, is ranked 11th.
I hate to say it, but there's probably 5 divisions like that.
It's just wild.
Exactly like that. But anyways, guys, speaking of wild, check out w.gg. Help the show out. Support the show. and get 10% off using promo code judges for energy drink in a packet. All right. You put it in your shirt pocket because we all have those. You put it in that tiny pocket that's in your jeans that nobody uses for
Low
any
power,
reason.
please charge it.
Okay. Shut up. I don't know what you're saying anymore. Nonetheless, support the show that way. That's the best way you can. Check out the YouTube channel, at Judges MMA. Check out the Crawl Space, Comedy Crawl Space, Patreon. Check out Don't Leave It to the Judges, Instagram, Twitter, and Tectonic Cult for the music. There you go, dude. It was very sloppy, but we got to it just like Hoken. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. This is episode 251.
How you like that, folks? That's what happens when you keep track. Yeah.